So the NAACP was founded in 1909. Again, like I said, it's the oldest civil rights organization in the United States of America. It's been focusing in on education. It's been focusing in on civil rights, just making sure that we're showing up and doing what we need to be doing for people, whether it's injustice, whether it's discrimination, racial discrimination. The NAACP has just been at the forefront through the civil rights movement till still presently today, advocating for people. My name is Michael Jones. I'm the Vice President of the NAACP of Vancouver, and we are here to speak about Vanessa Gaston getting the Fannie Lou Hamer Award for the NAACP 80th anniversary. From the time that I moved here, everyone was like, do you know who Vanessa Gaston is? You gotta meet Vanessa Gaston. The work that you do, social justice, NAACP Church, it is Vanessa Gaston. So when you think of Fannie Lou Hamer, from voting rights to education, access to housing inequities, was a voice for people who didn't have seats at the table. And when we were deciding who it made sense that touched the different aspects of socioeconomic disparities, housing, food, financial, etc., that one name that came to mind immediately was Vanessa Gaston.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Gaston. I'm the Director for Clark County Community Services. Fannie Lou Hamer was such an iconic person in our American history. She fought for human rights, women's rights, civil rights, voting rights, and to be able to receive an award for somebody who has accomplished so much from our past history, to me, it's amazing recognition. I have been in Clark County for over 18 years, and the NAACP is really the only historical kind of organization that does civil rights, particularly for African Americans in this community. But really what I appreciate is over time, I have gone out and educated them about the programs that Clark County operates. They have educated me about issues that are going on in the community. We have tried to work together to try to figure out how do we address it. Most recently, they've had some panels about some very important topics in Clark County. So they have kind of served as this hub, bridging together different communities to kind of come together and really speak on issues that are important for us today.
So I think this award just, it touches who the NAACP is at its core, in its mission of advocating for access, advocating, again, for that quality access, and then the quality piece are two different things. So for us, it was making sure that we acknowledge the community and acknowledge someone who is empowering and uplifting and serving the mission of the NAACP.
For more information, please visit naacpvancouverwa.org.